Hello everyone, welcome back to another market analysis video. In this video, I'm going to share 7 stock which you can trade tomorrow for intraday. Okay, so let's get started. First is HDFC Bank. As you can see first I'll draw a level. Perfect. Okay, as you can see the stock has also formed a double bottom over here, right? And it has given a breakout from this horizontal level, and also it has given a breakout from the trend line, right? And you can see it's also near 200 EMA. So once the stock sustains above this 200 EMA, a long trade can be taken, and you can consider this as the target. I'll just check how big of a target this is. Perfect, 0.8% is perfect. If you want to hold it further, we can just zoom out and check for the next price action level, which looks like this one. Okay, so yeah, this is for HDFC. It has given a breakout from the trend line and from the horizontal level, and it is near 200 EMA on 15 minutes time frame. Once the stock sustains above this level, a long entry can be taken, and this can be considered as the first target, and this one as the second target. Moving on to the next one, we have BPCL over here. Okay, we can draw a level over here. We can draw a level over here, and we can also see this is a flag and pole pattern. This is the flag and this is the pole, right? So I'll give you both sides for this one. What you can do is, once the stock breaks this pattern and sustains above the trend line, a long entry can be taken. And I'll just zoom out for okay, we don't have any recent price action levels over here. Okay, so what you can do is, you can consider pivot as your target, one or two pivot. 1% target is more than enough for intraday. So accordingly, you can decide pivot. You can consider pivot as your target. For short, once the stock breaks this level, a short entry can be taken, and you can consider 200 EMA as the target. I'll just check how big this is. Okay, this is 1.7%. This might be a little big, so I'll give you one recent price action level, which is this. Okay, so you can consider this as a first target, and you can consider 200 EMA as the final target. Okay, so this is it for BPCL. Flag and pole pattern, both side potential. If it breaks out here, you can take a long trade, and you can consider pivot as your target. Once it sustains below this level, a short entry can be taken, and this can be considered as the first target, and this as the second target. Moving on to the next one, we have NTPC. Okay, NTPC, I wouldn't really recommend a long trade as of now, because as you can see, the stock has already gone up, and I think it should come back for a retest. But yes, again, everything depends on price action, but I would rather prefer to trade it on the short side rather than trading it on the long side. So do we also see it? Yes, perfect. We also see a trend line over here, right? So once the stock breaks this trend line, I would really suggest everyone to not take a trade after it breaks the trend line here. Wait for it to break this horizontal level, and then a trade can be taken, and this level can be considered as the target. As you can see, here is a price action support level also, and here is 200 EMA as well. So this can be a very good short target for NTPC. Okay, again I'm saying this, if the stock breaks this trend line, we should ideally wait for it to sustain below this horizontal level, and then only take the entry. By sustain, what I mean is the candle closing. Okay, so once the candle closes below this level, a short entry can be taken, and this can be considered as the short target. Moving on to the next one, we have Jubilant Foodworks. Okay, perfect. We can see a trend line over here. Okay, I'll just remove the 200 EMA for now. We can see trend line over here, and we can also see a pattern, right? A shoulder, a head, and a shoulder again. So this is an inverted head and shoulder pattern, and we can see a trend line also. So once the stock sustains above this level, once the stock breaks the pattern and sustains above this horizontal level, a long entry can be taken, and we can consider this as the target. I'll just check how big this is. 1.6% is very good, is a very good target, so we can consider this as the target. I'm only giving it for a long side because short side I don't see a very good opportunity. Like, I wouldn't recommend anyone to short below this level, so only after it sustains below this level, but this looks better on the long side. And we also have 200 EMA here, so that is pretty much a very strong confirmation. If the stock breaks the trend line, sustains over the horizontal level and over 200 EMA, long entry can be easily taken, and this should be the potential target for Jubilant Foodworks. Okay, moving on to the next one, we have Mahindra and Mahindra. We also spot, yes, we can also see a trend line here, right? Okay, for short side, let me just check for this level. Perfect, right? I'll just see how much is this. 0.5. Okay, that is okay. So once the stock breaks this trend line and if it sustains above this level, a long entry can be taken, and you can consider this as the first target, and this one, this level as the final target. This is too big of a target. Even the first one is enough, I guess. If you take a long trade here, yes, 1%, 1.2% is enough for intraday. Just in case if you want to hold it further, if you see the move is very strong, what you can do is you can simply bring your stop loss to break even, so that in case it reverses, you don't end up in losses, you will end up in break even. Okay, and then if you want, you can hold it further. You can consider pivot also. After this, you can consider pivot also as your next target, but this, even the first target should be enough. For short side, I wouldn't really recommend anyone to trade before it closes below this level. So if the stock falls down and sustains below the 200 EMA and closes below this horizontal level, a short entry can definitely be taken. We can consider, okay, we also see a small gap over here. Okay, we can consider this as our first target, and we can consider this level as our final target. Okay, so this is it for Mahindra and Mahindra. Moving on to the next one, we have Bajaj Auto. Okay, this also looks like it is at a good level. Yeah, so again, can you see a pattern over here again? This is a shoulder, head, and a shoulder again, right? So what you can do is you can look for a short entry over here. Once the stock breaks 200 EMA and also closes below this level, a short entry can be taken, and we can consider this as our first target. I'll just check how big this is. This is 1%, which is okay, and we can consider this as the final target. Okay, even 1% target is enough for intraday, so this too can be the potential target for Bajaj Auto. Moving on to the next one, we have Sun TV. Okay, can you spot, guys, can you spot double bottom here? Right, and also one more thing, a shoulder, a head, and again a shoulder, right? So I'll just remove these so that I can explain it to you clearly, right? So what we can do is we can look for a long trade here once the stock sustains above this level. Okay, once the stock sustains above this level and closes above 200 EMA, long entry can be taken, and we can consider this as the first target. Okay, we can consider this as the first target. I'll just check how big this is. This is 1.7%. This is okay, this can be the first target, and this can be the second target. Okay, for Sun TV, as you can see, once the stock reaches this level, you can simply bring your stop loss to break even, so that if it reverses, you don't end up in losses, you'll end up in break even, and then you can hold it further. Okay, even you can also consider pivot here as a target. Like I said, you can always consider pivot as a target. So this is it for the long side. Just in case you if the stock reverses from here and if it gives a bearish sign, this can be you can take a short entry below this level. Okay, you can just consider this as a box. Okay, and you can take a trade below this level. This will act as a support level. So once the stock reaches this level, you can bring your stop loss to break even. And I'll just check for the next price action level. Right, this can be the next target. So this is it, guys. This is it for Sun TV, and this is it for the analysis. I have shared 7 stocks: HDFC Bank, BPCL, NTPC, Jubilant Foodworks, Mahindra and Mahindra, Bajaj Auto, and Sun TV. I hope you guys like the video, and I'll see you in the next one.